Hey guys, so we're about to head off on our 250-kilometer paddle fundraiser for Aspen Valley Wildlife Sanctuary. Donate now, link in bio. But before we go, we had to check to make sure that all of our parts were there for stuff like our tent, and all our gear was put together, and now we're doing a weight check. So this is everything I'm carrying. On my front, I've got the precious little Muskoka pup, aka Tinkerbell. On the back, I have all of our clothes and sleeping bags, and yeah, so this is all the weight. And we're good to go, and let's hope I don't fall over. Bye, everyone! Okay guys, so it's currently 7:30 in the morning. I've been up since a little before 7. Alright guys, so we just did our first portage. We're at the Baysville Dam. We're at the Baysville Dam.
It was an easy portage, like super easy.
Yeah, there was a nice trail and a nice man directed us to it. The dog looks tuckered out, although she has done nothing. Yeah, we're making good progress. So, we're going that way. I'm saying goodbye to this. Anyway, this is what the dog's doing. Tinky!
Tink.
This is our canoe all packed up. Alright guys, so it's currently 9:30. And we just are now settling down. We got our tent set up. We were setting it up in the dark. That's great.
It was a long day.
It was a long day.
But it's a nice warm night.
So we made it a lot farther than we thought because we missed the first, was it 3 options to camp?
2. There was only 2, but it just seemed too soon.
Yep. But I think there's a couple of hidden ones that we missed.
Maybe.
So yeah, we ended up paddling until like 8:30, and it took us an hour to set up in the dark. Actually, no, I think it was more like 9. It took us half an hour. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, we paddled a lot today.
We did 7 portages, 7 or 8 portages.
Yeah. Do we have any clue where we are?
We passed the Fraserburg Road.
All right. So nowhere near Torrance.
Nowhere near Torrance.
So these are the photos and videos from our trip with a bit of vlogging that I did. It's most likely not in order, and by most likely I mean this is 100% not in order. The vlogging is, but the photos and videos are not. So these are just some sights we saw, or some exciting things, or just beautiful places we saw. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll be sharing some stories from our trip. Alright guys, so we're really bored, so we're going to play a game of I Spy. I'll start. I spy something green.
Tree?
Yeah.
I spy something brown.
Tree?
Yeah.
I spy something tall.
Tree?
Yeah. How'd you guess?
I spy something dead.
Tree.
Yeah.
I spy something turning red.
Tree.
Yeah.
I spy something leaning.
Tree.
Yeah.
I spy. Yeah. So day 1 was eventful. I got heat stroke and was not feeling great. And we also did a portage that lasted half an hour, and the bugs were terrible. Now on this portage, for probably 20 minutes of it, we saw no river. There was a swamp, and at one point we had to walk through a swamp a bit. It wasn't deep, but it just flooded over the road. And we saw like wolf and coyote tracks. We were carrying all of our gear. We had the dog with us. We get to a river, and we're like, finally, we're here. We put in, we start paddling. About 5 minutes later, we're like, why is this all so familiar? It took us back to the top of the portage. And so then we didn't follow the trail, and we did a lot better then. We made it back into the river, but that was our eventful first day. I believe this story is from day 2, but I could be wrong. It's all kind of fuzzy. It doesn't even feel like we paddled for 5 days, but we did. And so on day 2, we were paddling, and our map said that we had to pass through Spence Lake, and then we were going to hit our portage. So we were paddling, and we see this couple in the dock. And we're like, okay, we're just going to stop, ask them, make sure we're going the right way. So we asked them where the portage was, and they're like, oh, that's back there. We had passed it. And we were like, what? So we paddled all the way back. There was no signage on this dam. And the saddest part was when we were like paddling past it, I was like, hey, look, there's our portage. And my mom was like, it's not on our map though. And so we checked it out, and then we're like, no, this can't be it. And I was like, you know what, there'd be signage if it was. Long story short, there was no signage, but it still was our portage. Day 3 was so hot that it would be dangerous to keep paddling. So for lunch, we stopped at Mortimer's Point Marina and had ice cream with some friends for lunch. That was a good way to cool off. And then we made our way across Lake Muskoka and stayed at a friend's. And so when I was at the friend's, I got to go water skiing and we went out fishing. And so there's a picture coming up where my friend's dad is holding the fish I caught. It was a pike. It was so big, I did not want to go near that thing. Pike have huge teeth. I never knew that. So on day 4, we were about to leave and we saw this little mink playing in the water in Lake Muskoka. And this guy he made my day. This was just the sweetest thing to watch. He went swimming. He was doing like somersaults and front flips in the water. It was so cute. We also passed some rocks in the water that had just been taken over by seagulls. And it was so cute because some of them looked like they were walking on water because the rock was still underwater and you couldn't see it. Over this trip, we saw a deer, a beaver, a river otter, and a mink, and a turtle. Here's the video of the turtle, just chilling. We saw a couple turtles. And then we saw some loons, we saw some herons. I'm not sure how many herons we saw because they all look alike, and we always just seem to follow at least one down the river. But they could be multiple, and we don't know. Here's the deer. And we also saw some other birds. Day 5 was our last day. Now we thought that we would have one more day, but we went a lot faster than we thought. We made great time on this trip. It still amazes me that it took us 4 days to do 125 kilometers, but we've improved so much over a year that it took us 5 days to double that. Anyway, day 5 we had some portages, none of them really hard. One of them was long because we did 2 trips. We went one with our gear and then one for our canoe. So it took about 40 minutes maybe, but it didn't feel that long. It wasn't that painful, and I think it took longer because my mom stopped and foraged. She can't help herself but to pick up black trumpet mushrooms when she sees them now, ever since we learned how to identify them. If you're gonna forage for mushrooms, pick black trumpet mushrooms. You can't confuse them with anything else. There's nothing else that looks like it. Last year we were out paddling and a boat came up beside us and they went the same speed as us and they were clocking our distance and they said, okay, so when you're just paddling normally you go 7 kilometers an hour, and then we went as fast as we could and they said, okay, going as fast as you can, you're going 12 kilometers an hour. This year we were paddling at a slower pace for us, like not hard or anything, and we were passing boats that were going 9 kilometers an hour, and so you can just see how much we've improved, and it's really just incredible to see that. I want to say thank you to everyone that donated and everyone that came and saw us off and those that gave us a ride home. This trip was something. It was hard, it was painful, but it was for a really great cause. And for everyone that supported us, just thank you. It means the world to me. If you want to help out the animals, then click on the link in my bio. I'm putting it down below. And donate. Every dollar counts. Thank you.